Right guys, time for another RLR beer shot. For this one we go to Liverpool, England, another beer from the wonderful Azvex Brewing Company. This one is Liquid Swords, coming in at 8.2% ABV, a New England Hazy, Imperial Double, whatever you want to call it, IPA. This one has Citra, Motueka and Nelson Sauvin, a very familiar blend, and I have to say this is a really damn good beer actually. So when we poured this one, it came out this lovely, very pale sort of pineapple mango juice type colour, not too much head on it actually when we poured it, and then the aroma of this one was quite interesting because the beer came across as being slightly kind of drier in comparison to other New England hazies that I've had recently, and it gave you a good balance of the kind of fresh white bread, a little bit of yeastiness, very bright green component, and the soft fruitiness that you'd expect. But the flavour, the flavours that you got were the same, but the mouthfeel of this one was completely different from what I was expecting. A lovely oily slickness to this beer, generally speaking. But yeah, flavour-wise, backbone of the beer, fresh white bready bread crust, and there a little bit of wood and a little bit of crackers you very often get. You've got a thin layer of a kind of wholemeal brown bready character which comes out into the aftertaste. Then you've got the fluffy fresh white bread character on top of that, a smooth and quite dense wheaty white bready character on top of that. Then you've got the oats kind of creamy down the middle line of your palate, slightly drier further out, little circle of like Werther's Original butter candy butterscotch in the dead centre of your palate, surrounded by a little bit of McVitie's digestive biscuit. Similar flavours on the back third of your palate, and the yeastiness just sits on top of that. The yeasty side of the beer's got a little bit more of a kind of dense brown bready core, then it's surrounded by a fluffier, more grainy white bread, a little bit of fresh white bready bread crust in there. And yeah, those notes, the kind of dryness of the beer does linger a little bit into the aftertaste, but the malt base is quite smooth and quite slick, like I said. In terms of the hoppy side of things with the beer then, there's a little bit of earthiness in there. As you move further forward it's a little bit woody, and then as you reach the front corners of your palate it's more floral aromatic and a little bit grassy around the front curve of your tongue. I do suspect cryo oil in this one. But the fruity side of the beer, there's a little touch of grapefruit, nice big oily juicy mango on top of that, passion fruit underneath, and apricot as you move forward toward the middle of that front third of your palate there. That's all the Citra. Then as you move into the front half of the front third of your tongue, you can feel the oily white green grapey gooseberry notes from Nelson Sauvin underneath, and the juicy limey character of the Nelson Sauvin on top of that. In terms of the mouthfeel of this beer, I would say top end of mid-bodied, lovely oily slickness to this one as I've said, but not overly oily if that makes sense. I think about 25-ish IBUs, a little bit of dryness from the malt underneath, smoothness in the middle, and slightly sweet and smooth and creamy on top. But yeah, a lovely just oiliness to this beer. It's a beautiful mouthfeel, this one, and I've really enjoyed this. So yeah, Liquid Swords, 8.2% New England Hazy, Imperial Double, whatever you want to call it, IPA from Azvex Brewing Company in Liverpool in England. Give it a go and see what you think. Cheers.